What's up, YouTube people? I'm getting there, y'all. Give me a minute. We're not the same. We don't know the game. Can't get careless. They say, what is this? You gotta go for what you know to make everybody see. Hey, Creed, what's up, baby? What's up? That's just GG. What's up, people? Hey, Sonya, what's up, people? Fighting the power. What is going on? I've been away for a little while. I've been on a hiatus. You guys see me in about a week. I had a beautiful grandbaby over the week. My little granddaughter, Delilah Rose Goddess Gray, was born last Monday. What was that? The 2nd? June 2nd? Hey, Jamaica, what's up? Hey, Nikki, love you too, baby. What's up, people? Before I forget, my birthday shouts out. Let's get my birthday shouts out. Today's birthday shouts out go out to Jada Washington, Lauren Elise, happy birthday. Thomas Lee, Denmark, better known as Lee, happy birthday, Lee. Tonio Trailer, happy birthday. And to my godfather, Robert Wilson, happy birthday. Belated birthdays. Chase Nella, happy belated birthday. Nicole Harper, my cousin Kelly Mincy, Amarie Dockery, and Bucci Cooper, happy belated birthday. To my boy Henry Frederick Miles, happy belated. May Medina, Leon Reed Jr., and last but not least, Caleb Howard, happy belated birthday to all you people. Oh, and my sister-in-law, Crystal Cree Troutman, Shakira Cree, happy belated birthday. Thank you, Sonya. She's beautiful. My mama's so happy about that Rose. Listen, they got to keep them family names going, Tay. Delilah Rose is so cute, and she's so cute, y'all. She's just a little button. What's in the cups today? So listen, the quarantine has lifted. The lockdown is over. So I am back to work, which I started yesterday. Can y'all believe it? Like already, I'm back to work. So I'm back to work. So the shows are back to just Wednesdays, guys. I want to thank you all for the support and you guys gave me during the quarantine, for watching and hanging out with me during the quarantine chronicles. But I'm so glad it's over. Life is somewhat back to normal for people. How is your normalcy? How is that for everybody right now? In my cup today, I am drinking a whiskey sour from the famous Bartesian machine. Joel 69, what's up, bro? Thanks for tuning in. Listen, they finally laid George Floyd to rest yesterday after 2 weeks. 2 weeks of protests and memorial services and riots peaceful protests that were interrupted by the rioters, which I don't believe wholeheartedly was induced by African Americans or the Black Lives Matter movement itself. I believe there was a lot going on there. What up, though, Transforming V? Joe says, what's good? Just on my 70s detective shit. What's up? But I don't believe that the BLM movement had anything to do with the riots. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying black people did not riot. I just don't think they caused it. If you smash the window of the Foot Locker, I'm going to go in and give me a couple J's. I mean, I didn't smash the window. It was an opportunity. Black people were opportunists. Yes, I'll say that. That's my opinion. Anybody else? I'm just wondering. Hey, Vivian, I love you too, baby. Sure. You turn all that off. I want the batteries to go on. That's why the light was good. So I want to know if you live in a different city, if you're not from Detroit, even if you're from Detroit and you went out and you joined the protests, or you protested in your city, or you went to another city and protest. How was the protesters? By the way, they're still going on too, guys. Even after Mr. Floyd's death, the protests are still going on, which I'm actually pleased. I really hope that they bring some kind of change. Oh, that's what's missing. Turn that on. I really hope there's some kind of change that transpires from it. That's the goal. I was rushing doing everything else. Yeah, there you go. Now that's better. I feel better now. Y'all feel better? I feel better. I look better. Y'all look better. Good. Okay, what's in y'all cups, guys? Nobody told me what's in the cups. I need to know what y'all drinking with me. Yeah, that made a big difference. So I figured Public Enemy would be the perfect anthem to the unrest that's going on here in the world. I don't want to even say. I hear that, Joe. Fireball. Ooh. I'm not a Fireball fan. I got a lot of friends and associates and coworkers that drink it, but I drink it, but I'm not a fan. Like, I wouldn't order it. I'll order shots for them and drink one because that's what they drink. Wine. Hey, Jenny. I hear that drinking wine. So listen. So for those that don't know, I work in the restaurant industry, and I went back to work yesterday. It was weird. I mean, I'm not in the front of the house. I'm a back of the house employee, so I don't have to necessarily deal with the public hands-on as much as a lot of my coworkers, but it was still strange having to sweat in that hot-ass mask and constantly changing and washing your hands and changing gloves all day and having to go in a break area. It's just a lot of changes that were just weird. Even coming in the building, you got to go, you got to answer all these questions. And you got to have your temperature taken. It's just a lot. So this is our frozen Hennessy daiquiris. Transforming Vinny, that sounds great. I would actually want one of those. A frozen Hennessy daiquiri. Where did you get that? Is there a recipe, and how do I get it? That sounds awesome. But yeah, I was in Atlanta a couple days ago, and they protests got kind of rowdy downtown. But again, it wasn't the Black Lives Matter movement. It was a lot of other hands at work. What's up, Jeffster? 28. There was a lot of other devils and hands at work and causing and inciting these riots and the looting of the stores and the businesses. And that's my opinion. And again, I think we just took the opportunity. If you bust open Macy's, I'm probably gonna go grab me some polo items. I'm just saying. That's just me. What saith thee?
A lot of them that was on camera, they caught them.
Yeah, oh yeah, I noticed that. Like, okay, I know that a lot of people that don't have social media or are not in the know of everything, but a lot of the people that were inciting the riots and the looting, the Black Lives Matter protesters were stopping these people and apprehending these people and holding these people accountable, which was warranted because, like the girl said in one of the clips that I saw, no matter who does it, it'll all get blamed on the Black Lives Matter movement, and it'll take away from what the movement stands for. I want to know how many out there hope or think that this will actually incite real change, real police reform, or retraining, rethinking, repolicing. Hennessy, frozen berries, pineapple juice, and strawberry syrup. Oh, that's not a bad deal. Strawberry syrup, I guess that could be like Quicks. Crystal said water, had enough to drink for my birthday, and that was 1738. 1738 is that deal, Cree. That's that gangster. Hey, Candace. It's weird. I feel like a mime stuck in a box. It's depressing. Yeah, Jenny, I bet, because you guys are at the front. So you guys have this huge plexiglass wall that you guys stand behind now. Yeah, and then you have the mask on. So I'm sure it's very hard to communicate with people with the mask behind the plexiglass. It's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot. No, don't be sorry. What you sorry about? But no, I'm wondering if all these protests and all these calls for action. I mean, a lot of things have happened, and they've been happening very swiftly. A lot of these cops have been arrested. A lot of these cops have been charged, and this is just over the things that have happening since the protests. You know, like the brutality of the 2 college students in Atlanta, the pushing down of the 75-year-old man that hit his head and he's messed up, and there are a couple instances where the police are just it's like over. No, go upstairs. It's just like crazy. Police are they're lawless, and they're supposed to be the ones upholding. And of course now, what's up, Mac, with that Henny and Coke? I see you. And of course now, rioting eliminates the real discussion of the protest. And that's why those rioters were doing what they were doing. It was to eliminate the real discussion of the protest and the whole reason why people were out there in the first place. And so that's why I'm glad that they were able to apprehend a lot of these people and hold them accountable. And it was mostly white people. The majority of it was white people, which tells you something. I mean, it's not really surprising because they riot for everything. Let's be honest. We only riot when it's something. I'll say old guy is a fake from what I read. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. There's a lot of stories going out saying the old guy that fell was staged and it was a fake. And I say do your research yourself, do extensive research, and come up with your own conclusions. I read everything and then I decide on what I want to believe because you don't know what to believe. You know what I'm saying? You have to check several outlets and several sources just to make sure you're getting some kind of accuracy with the news. And that's from CNN to MSNBC to CBS, all ABC, all of them. They all have their own agendas, which I believe is a bigger agenda, but we won't get into that. It's the new thing. Check out this Sabrin. Yeah, it's. So I just encourage people to just don't believe everything you see and read. See it and read it multiple times from multiple sources, and then still hold on with your own bit of to everything. Crystal says one police officer got out on bond. I'm sure he spent some money. Yeah, listen, but they are holding these cops accountable, as they very well should be. But I don't know if a lot of people are aware with the whole defunding of the police department. A lot of people get that term or phrase confused or are confused by it, and they think it just means dismantling your whole police department and getting rid of the cops altogether. And that's not what it means. Defunding means taking back some of the $130 million that is allocated to them in the case of Michigan, that is allocated to them, and allocate that money other places to homelessness and social work and things that you can do without having to call the police. Police should only be called where force is necessary, like if there's a shootout or a bank robbery or something like that. And a lot of people is like, well, then crime's just going to go up. Police never really solve half of the crimes anyway, guys. Let's just be honest. How many murders and homicides go unsolved, and the killers get away with it? They solve probably about 10%, and I'm guessing here, probably about 10% of the actual crimes committed that they actually investigate and solve. So calling the police because your schizophrenic nephew forgot to take his meds will probably get your nephew killed, which is not the thing. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's an example of what defunding the police means. It doesn't necessarily mean getting rid of the police force, but it does mean allocating some of that money to other resources so the community has other numbers and other people to reach out to for such instances. Jenny says, I just feel bad for Black protesters who are really protesting injustice and getting a black eye by AFTA who just want anarchy. And Jenny, you're exactly right, because I didn't want to name names, but since you put it out there, AFTA is at the top of the list probably because that's all they really want is anarchy and unjust. And it puts a really bad stain, or like you said, a black eye on the Black Lives Matter movement because the Black Lives movement is really warranted and meaningful and needing to happen. It needs to happen. I mean, we've been dealing with this as far back as I can remember, and we won't even talk about the Emmett Tills or the George Stinney Juniors. I'm talking about in my lifetime, I can remember as far back as Malice Green being one of the first people that I remember being killed or being murdered by police. And there was been this big thing about it. It wasn't a big do you for the police being defunded. Gigi, yeah, I am. I am for the police being defunded just because I think if we put some of that money towards mental health issues, social issues, community issues, I think it will be better served because we're putting all this money to the police department and they're not getting better training. They're still out here treating us like second-class citizens, and it's not.
Some to go to be retraining.
Yeah, I mean, some shit, but they've tried that before. This isn't the first time this defunding has been brought up or talked about. They actually executed it in Compton a couple years back, and it was successful from the things that I read. But again, like I said, I don't believe everything I read or see. So, but I think we should try anything at this point. To She said, Jenny says, but that's not defunded. That's being refunded. Yeah. Who will protect that? No, that's what I'm saying. There will still be policemen out here to protect and serve, but that will be that should be their main goals, to protect and serve. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if somebody's breaking in your house, yes, you should call the police. If somebody's attacking you, yes, you should call the police. If somebody's robbing you, yes, you should call the police. But like I said earlier, if your drunken husband is being his usual self, and you know that's how he always is, why would you call the police on him when that could potentially cost him his life? I'm not saying your drunken husband is right, but there should be a drug hotline you can call to calm him down, or Alcoholics Anonymous hotline, and they can send some sponsors out to, you know what I'm saying? I just think there needs to be different avenues to take than just that one 911 call that could change everything. That's my thing. The police should still be there to protect and serve because that's what it says on their badges. That's what it's in their contract, I'm sure, somewhere. It's on all the goddamn cars. So it's got to be true somewhere that they should protect and serve. That's just me. If anybody disagrees, I'm all ears for sure. And I'm also wondering, I mean, for instance, we got an incident that just happened recently, and in Decatur, Alabama, which I know a lot of people don't even know exists, but there's a place called Decatur, Alabama, where a store owner, his name was Kevin Penn, somebody was breaking in his store. He called the police. He himself, Mr. Penn, being a gun owner, he's a black man, by the way, being a gun owner, he apprehended and held the robbery suspect at gunpoint until the police arrived. Now, when said police arrived, Mr. Penn made it known that he had a gun. He made it known that he was a gun owner. He made it known that this was his property that he was protecting with the gun, and he has every right to do so. However, the police still entered his facility, his store, guns drawn, attacked him, and punched him in the face, threw him on the ground, and proceeded to arrest him. I can't make this shit up. Look it up. Like I said, the city was Decatur, Alabama. The man's name was Kevin Penn. He owned a liquor store that was being robbed. He called the police. They end up punching him, breaking his jaw, knocking out a couple teeth, and attempting to arrest him. Gigi says, ain't no reasoning with someone high or drunk. Yeah, but if you got somebody who's been high or drunk, they have a better understanding of how to deal with a high or drunk person, I think. Who better to talk a drunk off of the ledge, but a drunk. You seen that, Kev? So I'm not making it up. And I was just sitting there like, wow. And there's so many other instances. Like now, it's so many. And these are the ones that are being filmed that if it wasn't for the pedestrians and bystanders, half of this stuff we wouldn't know. Because half of the times the cops are turning off, covering, or just forgoing the body cams altogether, or saying it was faulty equipment or whatever the case may be, and they don't even have footage. I don't know if anybody saw the one in New Jersey, I think it was, of the traffic stop. Again, I watched the video. The cop is helping the guy. He's helping him. He helps him with his car. He helps him call the tow truck. He never once in this video do I hear the cop say you're under arrest. He asks him, do you want to sit in my patrol car? Because they're on the freeway, and he's afraid of the guy getting hit by traffic. Long story short, the guy's sitting in a patrol car, and for however long or for whatever reason, he decides he wants to get out. And the cop just like, no, stay in the car. And he kind of forces the guy, and they tussle. And long story short, the cop shoots the guy 6 times and killed him. Now, I'm not justifying the guy's action because I don't know what was his reasoning for getting out of the car. But from all angles that I could see, he had not been arrested or done anything wrong. So why was you shot 6 times? Just asking. MoFam says they got a lot of new rules now for the police. What's up, Mr. Greatness? Yeah, but who's gonna police the police? The community's doing it now. We the community is doing it now, but who's going to police the police? The other 3 officers that are charged in the George Floyd case proves to us that we can't depend on the police to police the police, because 2 other officers assisted in it, and another officer just stood there and watched. So
they're trying to turn on him now.
Oh, yeah, of course they're turning on him now because they're in trouble, too. Of course, I'm going to turn because I don't want to get in trouble. So, yeah, I'm going to turn. Yeah, of course I am. That's now it matters that I turn because I'm trying to save my own ass. So, yeah, I'm going to turn because I want to save my own ass. And one was black. Yeah, one was black. Listen. When it comes to police, you can't see them as any other color but blue, because they have a code. Whether he be black, white, Asian, Latino, African American, Asian American, European American, it don't matter. Native American, and that's not to say that all cops are bad, because there are some good cops. I have several friends that I went to school with that are cops. I have a relative that's a former cop. And as far as all intents and purposes that I know, these were good cops or are good cops. But just like you can't lump all black people into one group, but they do. We kind of lump all cops into that same group. Kev says it's supposed to be a committee of peers from the community to police the police. You mean? Because yeah. Like our actual like our city council or something. And from which community are you saying? Like from? Okay. So do we the people elect those people to be on the committee? Is that how we do that? Mo says they're all making it seem like they was afraid of the officer that killed George. Listen, so I also excuse me. I also found out some interesting things about the cop that's accused of the murder of George Floyd. They used to work together. There's a strong possibility that cop knew who George Floyd was. They had worked together as security at a nightclub together for years. Yeah, they like, and one of the coworkers spoke out and said that Derek, which is the cop's name, and Floyd had Big Floyd had a they had several altercations. They butted heads a lot. The former coworker that worked with both of them said. He said they butted heads a lot. So there's a big, strong possibility that he might have even been aware of who George Floyd was when he was committing the heinous murder that he did. There's a big, strong possibility of that. Jenny says, most police I know are good people, but I think they need more psychological evaluations. Need more psychological evaluations. So if they are at a tipping point, excuse me. Where'd that go that quick? I just disappeared. That's crazy. A coworker said they bumped heads before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jenny, why do your stuff keep disappearing?
They can't get removed till they are okay mentally.
Oh, okay, because it totally disappeared. Her other comments here, but that one disappeared as I was reading it. Yeah, so just imagine that if he knew who Mr. Floyd was, that this was intentional, then this is premeditated at that point, correct? MoFam says, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Kev says, no, it's made up of pastors or head social leaders, teachers or doctors and so forth. Okay, I'm all for that. But we need to background check those people too, because everybody should have somebody checking on everybody else. Everybody needs the police just to make sure, just not rank and file people in the community. Okay, so different people of the community. I'm with that. That needs to happen. I'm with that. I'll go with that. Public Enemy, thank y'all too. Y'all provide me with a great playlist. So I'm down with that. So they say Minneapolis is already in the process of doing this. Oh, you're having fun? Okay, so it's not just me. I'm like, okay, because it left. Hey, curly head Brooke, I see you, baby. Now, I just hope now that they've laid this man to rest, that that this movement does not die down or go away. Yes, I'm back. I was gone for a week. I had to go welcome my new little grandbaby, little Dilly. I call her Dilly, which her mother's not happy with, but that's it. It's stuck. My little Delilah Rose. And you know, taking that week that I was off, guys, I was able to watch and absorb all of these protests and these movements that were going on around the world. And it wasn't just the United States. It wasn't just our country. These protests, they were protesting George Floyd in Iran, like in places where you would never think, like Turkey, like Kazakhstan, London, Berlin, like it was everywhere. Oh, thank you, baby. Hey, I'm in that mood, and you know, anybody that knows me knows that I've always been this pro-black, kind of pro-militant type of dude. I've never, you know, I didn't go to any of the protests or any of the marches, but I have a bullhorn. This is my platform, and I use my platform to get a message across, not necessarily mine, but a message. You know what I'm saying? Think outside the box, like think. Like check your sources, check your facts. Like, don't believe everything these talking heads on these fucking TVs tell you, because they have an agendas too, and they all have bosses that they have to answer to. I don't have a boss or a sponsor. I don't have to answer to nobody but my damn self. So all my truths come from me. Kev says the coworker said they bumped heads over checks being passed out, and he didn't like his pay and blamed it on George. Wow. Yeah. So these guys, this cop knew this man, and they committed this act of murder. So does that make it premeditated? Somebody needs to say, hey, I hope the whoever the Floyd's family lawyer is, I hope they do their due diligence. The prosecutor, whoever it is. Okay, I don't want everybody to get sidelined either. I don't want you guys to forget. This is an election year. And I know I've said that before, and I'm going to say it again. This is an election year. They're already talking about absentee ballots that they're mailing out to the homes. They're already talking about voter registration. Now, in the preliminaries or whatever, the primaries or whatever's going on right now, the booths in Georgia, and I'm not making this up. Watch the news, watch the talking heads. The polls, the booths themselves in the urban communities, only in the black urban areas of Georgia, are having malfunction problems. All of them. Not in one county, not in one place. All of the voting machines that are in urban black communities are having malfunction problems. Coincidence? Not in the suburbs, not in the white suburbs of Georgia. I'm pretty sure you can go to Bankhead or Stone Mountain or where them housewives motherfuckers live at. I'm sure you can go out there and not have any. They didn't have any problems with their voting machines. But inner cities, areas, urban areas, they all have malfunctions with their voting machines. What does that sound like to you guys? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. It sounds like a setup to me. It sounds like a setup for the letdown. It is a election year. So, and we already got voting machine problems now. Just right now. What you think will happen come November? Half of the ballots ain't gonna get counted. They're gonna say these had to be rechecked. That whole state or county got threw out because the machines were faulty. Come on now. Come on now. If this man gets a second term, if 45 gets a second term, it's a motherfucker. If 45 gets a second term, it's some shit in the game for real. Because there are even, I've seen Republicans talking about changing sides. Like, no. Mitt Romney's like, no, I'm not going to do it this year. Not going to vote Republican. Not going to do it. You got motherfuckers changing political parties. Come on now, y'all. Talk to me, people. For real. And now that we're back to our regular scheduled program, I don't have to be worried about playlists and conversations the whole time. Shut them down. 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 Hold on, I got one for y'all. This a show. Kevin says it's all a crock of shit. I agree. It's all a crock of shit. I mean everything. I believe the coronavirus, the election, the police brutality. It's all a big melting crock pot of shit. Gigi says, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he was not nominated again, sadly. Yeah, but then you would definitely know that it was a bought election because, again, us black ass, us, not just us black folks, rural folks, everybody get out and exercise that fucking right to vote. That's what you gotta do. Do you think the virus is so? I think, listen. Do you think the virus? I think the virus is a distraction. Are people dying? Yes, there are people out here dying. I don't think the numbers are accurate. Mitt Romney has never been truly Republican. Just saying. Okay, I didn't know that. Hey, Shell. It's all political. Is it still going to be here in 5 years? I don't. Well, no. In 5 years, they'll come up with a vaccine for everybody to take, and they're probably going to try to force everybody to take it, or you're not going to be cured. I mean, when it comes to the virus, my opinion is very tricky because, again, anybody that knows me knows that I am a conspiracy theorist. I believe the government definitely has an agenda. I believe a lot of things that happen are planned to happen. Harley says, let's talk about John James, the black man, not for the black people. Don't be fooled. I won't even bring John James does not even deserve to be talked about on the show, Harley. That's how I feel about him. I've never seen more coonery and buffoonery in my life. It's embarrassing to watch. John James embarrasses me as a black man. And I said what I said. Yeah. John James embarrasses me. 911 is a joke. He's a bigger joke than this goddamn song. Michelle said I was just saying the same thing. What up, Jeffrey? What up? What up? Listen, I'm embarrassed by John James. I really am. Every time I see him as a black man, I'll be like, what the fuck happened to you? Like, where, listen, girl, you just got me verklempt. I can't even fuck with John James. John James is a black politician, Gigi, from here in Detroit. He's based here in Detroit. I think he's running for Congress or some dumb shit, but he's a black Republican. He's got his fingers so far up Trump's ass. It's embarrassing. Yeah, I'm embarrassed by John James even being black. I mean, technically he's not, but his skin color is black. So, John James, if you hear this, Kills and Combo does not, I repeat, does not fucking endorse you, and I'm embarrassed you're black. But I'm sorry, back to the virus. I think the government has its own agenda. I think billionaires and the powers that be push for certain things to happen, and they use things like 9/11, this pandemic. They use these things to push forward their agenda. Do I believe New World Order? Yes, I kind of do. Do I believe in Illuminati and backdoor handlings and secret societies? Yes, the fuck I do. Because it kind of proves itself. It's kind of right there in plain sight, but a lot of people don't want to see it. Marie's like, wow. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm just saying, John James, no. Yeah. Oh, he's running for the Senate. I'm sorry. I don't care what he's running for. He'd never get my vote. He would never, ever get my vote. Fucking coon. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I thought it. Never mind. And I'm not saying every black person has to be a Democrat and every black person has to be for the black people. That's not what I'm saying. He entitled to have his own opinion. I just don't fucking agree with it. That's all. Listen, Harley, I believe all of that. So, and I know I've been over this since this whole pandemic began, but you have to think about it. You have to break these things down. You could be asymptomatic. There is no cure. There is no real clear line of symptoms. The symptoms now range from fucking everything, from a cough to rashes on your feet to a whole nother disease altogether in children called Kawasaki disease. So the range is so long, so it automatically puts us, the American people, into a state of fear. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Kevin. Population control. Why? What did John James do? He didn't do anything to me. He's just a black Republican that I don't like. Nothing. I was going to say nothing personal, but it's nothing personally that he's done. It's just his political stance and who he is as a black man I don't like. Yeah, he's just a black Republican I don't like. And I know some Republicans that I do like. He just happens to be a black one that I don't like, Jen. That's all. But yeah, so they instill all this fear in us, and they have us all walking around like zombies and robots. We all walk around with this mask on. Like this lady said, I watched her video, that just weakens your immune system. So, and now she brought in the 5G theory. I'm not a 5G theorist, conspiracy theorist, but I'm not ruling 5G out. That shit might have some truth in it too. But I just believe it's all a big ball of bullshit and conspiracy shit to put us under control. And everybody, I know a lot of people that's like, oh, fuck that. I'm staying in the house. I'm scared of the coronavirus. You're scared of the coronavirus, but those same people said they won't get the vaccine. If you're scared of the virus, why won't you get the vaccine? Things that make you go, I'm just saying. Because if I got a disease and there's a cure for it, I'm gonna get the cure for the disease. Is the virus worse than the cancer? Yeah, from what they tell us. Cancer's probably killed a lot more people for sure. Again, like I said, with those numbers, I don't agree. If you die from anything in the last 4 months, they said you died from coronavirus. So those corona numbers are definitely not accurate numbers. They're lumping everything in. You haven't heard of people dying of anything else in the last 5 months. Anything else, like heart disease done left, high diabetes, high blood pressure, whatever people normally die from, seizures, strokes, all heart failure, all of that. None of that, all of that shit is out the window. You don't hear about death tolls from coronavirus. So that this disease will be around for as long as they tell us it's going to be around. What about them trying to amend that lynching bill?
Yeah, there's Kamala and Corey handling that.
Who's doing that?
Kamala and Corey.
Kamala and Corey.
Kamala Harris and Cory Booker.
Kamala Harris and Cory Booker.
Because Rand Paul he's not messing with it right now.
Kev, you just put me up on some game. I haven't been up on the lynching bill because I've only seen what the talking heads are talking about on MSNBC or CNN, and all they're talking about is protests, George Floyd, and coronavirus. But I can believe that. Somebody needs to work. And see, that's another thing. Like there's a lot of stuff on the books and bills and laws and stuff that we don't know about that can harbor us as African Americans. There's certain rules and regulations they put into the Constitution and shit, but shit's got expiration dates on it that we don't know about. I remember we were about to lose our right to vote a couple years ago, but they didn't even make a big deal about it. Nobody even was aware of it. That shit like that is even on the books. Harley says cancer is real with the cure. Corona is made up with fear as a cure. I agree. Listen, I'm not saying that the virus is not. It's not that there's not a virus out there. There is. No, we're not talking about cancer. She said cancer is real with a cure. Oh, no, there is no cure for cancer. I thought you were talking about for corona. I thought you were saying for corona. Oh no, and that's another thing. Again, there's a cure. I think these motherfuckers got a cure for everything. I don't even think they release a disease without a cure. Notice I said release. I don't think they release a disease without a cure. They just need to see how many people it's gonna kill off first. I will, Kevin. I will Google it. Jenny says 100%. They said on CDC if it's reasonable, mark if it's reasonable, market COVID-19. They scare you into being sheep, slow to spread, flatten the curve, etc. Exactly, Jenny. And we all jump in and follow suit. And everybody stays in the house, and then the economy falls apart, and then they have to bail out the economy. And they're like, "Oh, look what we did so look what I did for the economy. I helped everybody out. I gave everybody $1,200, and I gave you $600 in unemployment, and you guys are all still good." That's the Orange Cheeto talking. He's like, the economy's great. It's great. It's the best it's been in years. That's you know what I'm saying. So it's all help, and he didn't help us. That $1,200 didn't help me. I know it didn't help you. I know it didn't help you, and I know it didn't fucking help you. Because I know how we all live. And I know $1,200 ain't shit but a drop in the bucket. A small drop at that. I was groceries for that month, motherfucker. Kevin said, this is going on right now. They're trying to change it like it's not a hate crime. Oh, they're trying to change lynching like it's not a hate crime? Boy, bye. Now, this is going to take me back to the riots and time I burn the shit down. So how can they name it the virus but don't got a cure for it? Exactly. I think every virus they got it in the lab before they release that bitch. They got a cure. You gotta watch little sound bites, little stuff. You just gotta watch. You just gotta look at some of the conspiracy theorist stuff. Listen to that stuff. Then go back and compare that to the stuff that's actually going on now and the stuff that's being said. And when you find those comparisons, you're gonna be like, damn, there's some truth to that shit. Moneybag Zach, what up, Unc? What's up? Eric says John James is married to a white woman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Eric says that's why weeks of pay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's all this thing. It's all this thing that we do, and we all comply. And I know people that haven't taken one day off of work. That are around COVID-19 patients all the time. I know people that work in the medical field. I know people that work in the trucking field, in the produce field, and they all during this whole pandemic still had to work every day. Still was around people every day. No symptoms, no signs, no nothing. The people. Now, don't get me wrong. It was something out here because people got sick. I know people that got real sick. I know people was like, "Oh my, it was the worst pain you ever want to have. It's the worst feeling in the world." I know some people that lost their sense of taste and smell for 3 days, and then that was it. I know some people that didn't have any symptoms at all. So, how do you pinpoint a virus how do you pinpoint a cure for a virus that's so sporadic, that's so all over the place? You don't even know where to start. Just asking. Research that 1,200 too. It was a slave payment back in the day. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I saw that. That's how much they was giving out for runaway slaves. I know. I saw that. Harley says there is a cure for cancer. Google all those CDC doctors that died for trying to reveal the cure for cancer. Black CDC doctors that were killed. Again, I believe you, Harley, because like I said, they don't release a disease without a cure. They need to see how much money they can make off of it, how many people they can kill off with it, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, here you go. HIV is a prime example. People are dropping off like flies with HIV. Now, with all these treatments and medicines, they're calling them treatments. They're just treatments. They still have not labeled any of these treatments cures. They haven't labeled them cures, even though whatever Magic Johnson's on, he's been living for the last 30 years, symptom-free, but it's not a cure. It's just a treatment. Remember that. It's not a cure. They can't label it a cure because if they label it a cure, they can't make any money off of it. So I have to convince you that you have to take this drug forever or you won't be cured. Does that make sense? Jenny said, what's wrong with being married to a white woman? Are we not supposed to know this race? This is true, but we're not supposed to know this race, Jenny, but that's the one thing everybody notices. It's the one thing everybody notices, but everybody's afraid to talk about. That's not discussing race is part of the reasons why we're in the situation we're in. And now referring to John James again, I'm throwing rocks and stones at John James because I don't like him personally or politically. So it's just me throwing rocks at him. Oh, now I didn't say that. A guest said that. That was there. I was just reading their chats. But I just throw stones at him because I don't like him. He's a coonery buffoonery to me. Hardy Angel says the doctors and pharmaceutical companies are all in cahoots. Of course, because they all need to make money. I diagnose you with the disease as the doctor, and then the pharmacy company, I get in with them and tell them to give you the cure, but the cure is going to cost you $1,200 a month to take that cure. Do you remember when HIV first started, how expensive that fucking medicine was for people to get? Same thing with cancer. Like right now, there's cancer treatments, but people that have it, you got to pay so, man, it's so much. I don't believe shit. I believe, like you say, the Illuminatis, the skulls and bones, all the people the powers that be, that 1% that control everything. I believe they're real. I believe they do control that 1%. And until we break that ceiling, which we probably never will, because it's so embedded, it's so deep. It was started way before we even existed. It's hard to even get a handle on. Kevin says some black men forget where they come from once they marry a white woman. No offense. There you go, Jenny. And then at the same time, not all black men have the same struggle. Some of us grew up in two-parent households and college educated, Ivy League educated even. But none of that matters when you're black. Because you're still a black man first. And they will treat you as first. Now, they'll find out who you are. Prime example, when the FBI agent got arrested. Once they find out who you are, they'll start kicking your ass. Jenny, I don't think they're being racist. I just think they're being honest. Not saying that a black man can't marry a white woman and still be a black man. I don't know. It's tricky. That's just the same as they said, because a lot of people, they say when most black men get successful, they marry a white woman.
When you think of it, you look at the NBA, you look at the NFL,
when most
NHL, the superstars.
You should marry who you love. That's fucked up. I agree.
How many of them are?
But when you look at successful black men, and I'm not saying all, but the majority of successful black men are married to white women. Eric says there's nothing wrong with being married to a white woman. I was just pointing that out, Jenny. He says nothing's wrong with it. He was just pointing it out. I mean, and we can't. I don't think they can be racist. We have too many white people actually in our family. I think people are just stating facts. Michelle say it may be considered racist, but it's very true. Unfortunately, this is what life is. Keep in mind, he did say some. I'm not grouping everybody in any groups, but it is racist. But that's what this country is based on. This fucking country is based on race, and again, that's one of the things we don't talk about. Isn't that racist to judge? Yeah, it is, but not saying it's like that. Calm down. I'm not racist, just speaking what I've seen. Michelle says, I literally see this daily in my profession, and it's extremely true. Sorry, not sorry. So you're saying in your profession, you see a lot of black men married to white women? Is that what you're saying, Shell? Harley says, men are taught to leave the bosoms of their mother. With that, most men after marriage, they follow their wife, especially if she's strong. Which is I was having this discussion. Okay, see, and unfortunately, you see it way too often. Like I just said, when you look at any profession, really, I mean, Kanye West, and I hate to use him as an example, but he said it in his own song, and then turned around and did exactly what he said all black men do. You stay strong and you stay right, girl, and when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. I ain't saying you a gold digger. Everybody says white people are racist, but your judgment is also racist. Our judgments, black people judgments may be prejudiced, but I don't think we can't be racist because racism is a system. We can be prejudiced, but not racist. Racism is a system. And that's a whole nother story. Curly says, that's like paying us for the rest of our lives. Exactly. That 120, you being real. You're being real. They are. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not, and I don't speak for everybody. And I'm not saying I don't consider myself racist. I do consider myself a little discriminatory. Yeah, I do have problem with some white people, not all white people. Just like I'm sure I have a problem with black people too. So I'm judgmental. So yeah, I like I say, racism is a system, so I wouldn't say it's racist, but it is definitely discriminatory. But imagine how many.
She's got a good heart, but she's naive.
Yeah, but imagine how many of those white women that are with these black men. Imagine what they go through with their white counterparts. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure it's not easy for Tiffany to bring Tyrone to Christmas dinner every year. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless he's an athlete or he's a, you know what I'm saying? He's got to be in that top tier for Tiffany to bring him home and for them to approve. Because I'm pretty sure mommy and daddy is not approving of Junebugs and Tyrone's. Do you know what I'm saying? Kevin says, nobody's judging. Well, I'm not. Just speaking my thoughts. And if you see my thoughts as racist, so sorry you feel that way. Michelle says, in no way, shape, or form our judgment, as you say, is called being observant. This is true. Yeah, I don't think people are being judgmental. I just think people are expressing their realities. And sometimes some people's realities are hard pills for other people's realities to swallow. Yeah, so, and it's all different opinions. Everybody's entitled to have them. You got to have them. And you should be able to see other people's point of view without taking everything to heart. Because if we did that, us as black people, we've been fucked a long time ago. You know how much shit we have to brush off? Like seriously, like seriously, like all the time. Like whether it's shopping or driving a car. Fuck the rapper, what was his name? Young Gangster, Black Gangster. He went to the bank, to his own bank, withdrew his own money, y'all. $200,000 in cash out his account. Out his own account, out of his bank. And the bank manager called the police on him. Explain that to me. The bank manager, who you run this bank, you know I'm a customer in this bank. I just signed all the proper documents. I gave you all the proper IDs and identification. I signed the proper documents for you to give me my $200,000 in cash, and then you fucking turn around and call the police on me. And when that young black man walked out that bank, he was greeted with guns drawn. Put your fucking hands up. Now, let's flip that page. Had a young white man walked into that same bank, filled out the same credentials, did the same exact thing, the bank manager would not call the police on him. Why? Because it would have been assumed or acceptable for that young white man to have $200,000 in cash able to get. And the black man, that's just unprecedented for him to be able to get that kind of, but it's my fucking account, you idiot. I'm in your bank. That's the shit. That's how you have to look at shit. Say that shit, Tabernacle. No, Kevin, shut up. I'm just serious. Like That's the kind of world we live in. Like, even when I get to your status, even when I'm up there with you, where I can bank where you bank and spend where you spend, I am still a second-class citizen. I will never, ever, ever be your fucking equal. I will never be your equal. So yeah, black people, black men, black people, or I know for me, myself as a black man in particular, yeah, I got a little fucking chip on my shoulder. Sorry. Shell says, everyone is not saying white people are racist. There are so many white people that stand for equality and stand for the cause. There are a lot of white people who don't. You have to look at the reality such as life, and I digress. But yeah, but that's what I'm true. That's what I'm saying, Shell. I agree with you. There's definitely two sides to every coin, because I have some great white friends and associates. Some great ones. I have some that'll go to bat for me before some of my black counterparts will. But I also have some that will spit on me as I walk across the street, but will smile in my face. Do you see what I'm saying? Just like I got some black people that I know will throw a knife in my back while they're shaking my hand. People are not going to say the same thing like rumors almost. Is Malcolm X your dad? Shut up, Maurice. I'm not trying to be Malcolm X. Listen, but like I said, anybody that knows me, I've always had these kinds of beliefs and thought processes. It's just that now I got a platform to talk about it, and other people know about it now. That's it. Listen, guys, thank you guys. I love all you guys for tuning in, giving me your comments and your fucking suggestions, and having these conversations with me. And hopefully we are enlightening some people, opening some people's eyes. We're creating dialogue that people need to have. Don't forget to comment, like, and share these pages. Share on your Instagram. Share on your Facebook. Share on your YouTube. Share on all these platforms across the medium, across the boards. We are back to our regular Wednesdays now, guys. Don't forget, third Wednesdays are still poetry. Jenny said, I'm out, Mike. I tried to have a real conversation and challenge reverse racism bullshit. See you back at work. Love you. There's no such thing as reverse racism. But again, that'll be another conversation for another time. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and share. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next Wednesday. Don't forget I know. Wow. Yikes. Shell says yikes. Love you too, Cree. Don't forget to tune in next Wednesday. Same bad time, same bad channel. 9 o'clock live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Share, like, comment. Good night, all you cats and kittens. Carol Baskin gonna sue me for that shit later. Peace out. Instagram, you guys got about another 2 minutes. We got some time. So Instagram and YouTube. Let me kick it with you guys for a minute. That was a lot. Okay, we got 2 minutes on Instagram. I was not trying to offend her at all.
Y'all work together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's taking it too personal.
Yeah, she was taking everything a lot, very, very personal. Did you stop that? No, that. No, stop that. Once you did the clap, you can end it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate that I didn't mean to touch a nerve with anybody. I was just stating some shit that was out there. Gigi, she got really mad. Yeah, people, and it wasn't personal. I wasn't trying to be personal with anybody. I was just stating some facts and shit. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Jenny, and still hug you at work. Yeah, she'll live, but I didn't know she was so. She said reverse racism, baby. There's no such thing as reverse racism. Now you sound like a dumbass white woman. Now you sounded like a Karen. I'm gonna have to get to work tomorrow and call her Karen. It's gonna piss her off. Listen, I love you, Jenny. You might be watching on YouTube. I swear to God, I still love everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Maybe I'll keep having these kind of conversations because pissing people off is kind of what I like to do. Anybody that knows me knows I kind of like to piss people off. That does not bother me in the slightest. I didn't even get to talk about the other things about they canceling. I'll save it for next week's show. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Cocktails and Combo. Mo worries, I can't do no extra days. The party is Friday, and I ain't got time for extra days. The Monday the quarantine is over. The quarantine chronicles is over. We're back. Yeah, he better. Troy said you better come, Mo, Friday to his party. I'm just telling you what he said. Peace out. Peace out. A-Town down. Doo-doo, doo-doo.
$93 views, 68 comments. Pretty good, 96.